Front Street talking to Jeff Needham, who, among other things, is the director of parades for the National Cherry Festival. Jeff, thanks for taking time.
You bet. My pleasure.
All right, we talked a little bit off camera about all that you have done and you do with regards to parades, and it's quite extensive. Let's just kind of talk a little bit about your Cherry Festival background. You've been involved in the Cherry Festival and the parades for what, 20 some odd years?
This is my 21st year. Yep.
All right, and you've also worked and done stuff with parades or a parade in Detroit, correct?
I've used to go down. There was 4 years in a row that I went down to help with the Thanksgiving Day parade. It was just a couple of days.
All right, so when you say help with the Thanksgiving Day parade, what does that mean?
You go down and volunteer, be in the back house, help put it together.
All right, so now I have to ask you this question. What is it about parades that does it for you?
You know, to me, it's like a big jigsaw puzzle, so it's fun and it's entertaining. So you're able to put something together that the crowd lines up for. Get up early in the morning, and they're waiting in great anticipation for this event to come down the street.
All right, so when you're director of parades for the National Cherry Festival, I have to imagine that's a year-round commitment that you just have to constantly be tweaking, planning, doing things for. Can you kind of explain what that's like?
Well, there's multiple facets, and now that we're over, we basically are in charge of, we are in charge of all three parades. So I guess the best way to do it would be, so we have different segments within the group that we work on. Yeah. So we have, I do have an administrative assistant that works with me, an assistant director for volunteer resources, assistant directors that do both staging and the route, assistant directors for the operations, and one for judging. And so we meet monthly, and then they have teams underneath them that help implement.
Yeah, and to show you how observant I am, I didn't even notice you had this on your wall here. So this is a year-round thing where it's always in front of you, right?
Yes, exactly.
All right, and then you may notice quickly that this says the Christmas Light Parade. You also helped with that in the city of Traverse City.
Yes, for sure.
So if there's a parade going on in Traverse City, Jeff's your guy, and he's the man that will make sure it happens, I guess. All right, so we're standing here in winter talking about something that's going on in the summer. What has changed with parades for the Cherry Festival since you began being involved in all this?
I think a lot of the landscape that the public would see is probably not a whole lot different. A lot of what we focused on over the last several years has been more on the back end as far as how we put it all together. Right. The timing of when we're able to get everything together. We have maps that we use to segment out and get out to the volunteers. We have to deal with now several entities for both security reasons, and we would deal with political constituents that are invited up for security reasons that we would sit down and begin having meetings. And this time of the year, we're working on entertainment, so we're spending a little bit more time now reaching out to like Petoskey Steel Drum Band to ensure that we've got them coming this year. Right. I think one of the challenges that we face right now is marching bands. We get a lot of schools, right. Local schools right now it's tough getting students that want to actually participate and march in the parade because a lot of them are working during the summer. So.
All right. And with you describing everything that you do, it almost seems to me like a year is not enough time to put together the parade. Well, so you kind of have to work on not only the upcoming parade, but the one after that.
Yeah, we will set goals. Literally, we have a debrief meeting a couple of weeks after the parade is over, the last parade. And then we set goals for the following year. And then we will work through as many of those goals as we can. But for us, about May 1 is when we stop. And at that point, it's what we call go mode.
Right.
Because all the applications are finally in. They've been coming in throughout the year. They've been either approved or denied throughout the year. And then we have to set the parades and line them up in May, get everything set, get all the numbers dispersed out, and then we start the map with where the units are located in the staging area. So.
Not enough time to talk about everything, Jeff. Thank
Nope,
you very
you bet.
much.
Appreciate it. Thanks
All
for the
right, we're
opportunity.
talking about Cherry Festival parades and everything that goes into it, and boy, there is a lot. In Traverse City, for My News 26, I'm Vic McCarty.